A bunch of stuff has kind of popped off in the Free Britney movement. The first time I went on Twitter in several months. Oh my Lord. Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Thursday? I'm doing quite well. I was just hosting some family and getting ready for the new year and all of that. So I haven't really been making videos these past few days, but there are people who are certain she is free, and there are people who are certain that she is not free. Now, a lot of attention has been paid to those two buckets. And as usual, there has been a large effort to force people like me who haven't really decided what they really think into one of two of those factions. Now, I will say I think I've been very clear on my opinion, but apparently not based on the first time I went on Twitter in several months. Oh my Lord.
No, there's no justice like angry mob justice.
People are projecting all kinds of things onto me that I never said and never thought and never even alluded to.
That guy's camera took pictures of me Krabby Patty ingredients.
Since people are going to project what the hell they want to project onto me anyway,
They done busted my dough!
I'm going to just start saying what I actually think, starting with this video. So I do have a very long list of videos coming up about Britney and about what my personal opinions are on some of the theories and speculations surrounding her.
All of the conspiracy theories are not true.
I will say just off the bat, I'm not going to bury the lead here. I do not know if Britney is free. I am not in the, oh, Britney's definitely free camp. And I'm not in the, oh, Britney's definitely not free camp. So I'm not going to bury the lead on that. But y'all have been asking me for literally years what my opinions and my thoughts were on Sam Asghari. And what I have told y'all for literally years is that I am on the fence. Just like whether she's free or not, I have been on the fence about Sam Asghari. But there's been one nagging, panging factor about Sam Asghari that I have never been able to shake. And that is this. Britney has told us with her own words, right? This is not speculation. What I am telling you is what Britney Spears said out of her own mouth. She has told us she was not able to choose which medications she was on.
And then the next day, I was told that had to be sent away to a facility
While she was in the conservatorship. She has told us that she has not been able to meaningfully choose her medical treatments while she was in the conservatorship.
I didn't want to ever go there. I remember my dad calling me on the phone and I was crying. And I was like, why are you guys doing this? Like, what? And I just remember him saying, you have to listen to the doctors. The doctors are going to tell you what to do.
She has told us that while she was in the conservatorship, she was not able to choose whether or not she was going to be able to have a baby, give birth.
I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have children.
Now, this is what Britney Spears has told us. She has told us that she was not able to drive her own car when she wanted to. She has told us that she was not able to leave a forced medical facility or an inpatient center, the Bridges to Recovery Center in Beverly Hills. She was not able to do that.
How come they always made me go? How come I was always threatened by my dad and anybody that participated in this conservatorship? If I don't do this, what they tell me to enslave me to do, they're going to punish me.
She has told us she was not even so much as able to spend her own money. She was never able to hold any cash in her hands, dollars, her own money. And she has told us that she didn't even have creative control over whether or not she would do certain dance moves.
When I said no to one dance move into rehearsals, it was as if I planted a huge bomb. And I said, no, I don't want to do it this way. Ma'am, I'm not here to be anyone's slave. I can say no to a dance move.
She told us that she was not meaningfully able to choose whether or not she would do another Las Vegas residency. She has told us that she was not able to choose whether or not she would go on tour. Okay. She has told us that she was not able to choose during the conservatorship what food she ate. That has actually been corroborated by the likes of Tish Yates. Now, it is today on December, whatever, 2022. Astonishing to me. It's astonishing to me and frankly irreconcilable to me that Britney would not be able to choose what she ate for dinner, whether she took medications or not, whether she left medical facilities or not, whether she performed, even what dance moves she did. It's inconceivable to me that she was not able to choose any of those little minute things, but somehow the most important relationship / friendship in her life, she was just able to just choose. Now, I know that this video is about to make some of y'all real mad because y'all are Sam stans. And I know that some of y'all are about to project a lot of stuff onto me that I did not say. And that I do not think. So please feel free to carry on doing that and I will block you. So for the rest of y'all, I would love to believe that this Sam Asghari relationship is legitimate and it's true love and Britney is happy. For those of y'all that have any sense left in your mind, I just need to make a distinction here. What I want and what I believe are not necessarily the same thing. Okay. What I hope, what I want, what I desire for Britney, the person, for Britney Spears, Britney Jean Spears, born in Kentwood, Louisiana, 1980, whatever, what I hope for her and what I hope is true is that, yeah, in the midst of all of that control, in the midst of her not being able to choose anything at all about her life, I hope that they did have some decency and allow her to choose her own boyfriend. That's what I hope, but I don't think that that is possible. That's just my thoughts. As you will see in the bar below, this is just my opinion. I do not claim to be some insider who has special secret knowledge like some people that have been coming out the woodwork.
I'm glad to see that Dumois is also not sharing what is going on with Britney. There was a reason I did not feel comfortable sharing it publicly either.
I don't have any secret special knowledge. This is just me looking at the facts and circumstances and using my common damn sense. And my common damn sense tells me, why would people who had exhibited so much control over Britney's choices, the food she ate, the medicine she took.
He immediately the next day put me on lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years.
The medical treatments, the doctors. Why would those people allow her to choose her own confidant? Now, through the conservatorship, after I got involved in the Free Britney movement, I was holding out hope for Sam Asghari because it did seem as though he was on board with Free Britney. He was wearing the Free Britney shirts. He was seemingly getting messages to the movement out through Maxie, the makeup artist. I mean, look, Sam Asghari even liked some of my stuff, some of my TikToks and reels on Instagram or whatever. So for a while, I was on the fence because I'm like, you know, why would they let her choose her own boyfriend when they didn't even let her choose her own literally anything else? But at the same time, his behaviors were speaking for themselves as well. So lately, I've been looking a little bit more into the circumstances surrounding Sam Asghari's entrance into Britney's life. And I'm not going to bury the lead from y'all. What I really genuinely, legitimately think right now is that the relationship did not start off organically. That is to say, I don't believe Britney just handpicked him and said, I want him to be my boyfriend. And everyone was like, okay, no problem. Now, I do want to give y'all the devil advocate position. The explanation that has been given to the Free Britney movement and to fans has been Britney does better and deals with the control of the conservatorship better when she has a boyfriend or when she's in a relationship. And so that's why they let her choose her own boyfriend. And it's like, you know what? If we just have to give her one thing, that's what we're going to give her. I do also want to cite the other devil's advocate position that a lot of the other leaders in the Free Britney movement do believe, which is we should not now question, now that the conservatorship is over, we should not question whether or not Britney chose Sam, because maybe there's this third option, right? Where maybe, yeah, it was kind of a setup, but Britney and Sam really fell in love with each other. And he's really started to care about her and her freedom. And maybe he was hired to be a handler at first, but then he realized that this was really messed up. And he started to work with Britney behind the scenes and code words and all of that in order to help her get out of the conservatorship. And now that she's out of the conservatorship, she wanted to be married to him because she really trusts him. Now, that is what some people believe. And I was open to that opinion. And to be honest, I still am. Actually, I'm still open to that opinion. And I haven't definitively made my mind up yet. Y'all know anytime I have an opinion, I'll always say, I reserve the right to change my mind. And that's the same as today. I reserve the right to change my mind based on new evidence that I will see. So I got to be honest with y'all. I didn't really want to ruffle too many feathers on the Sam Asghari investigation for the reasons that I just mentioned, and also that I feel like I need to choose my battles. Go look at anything I post on Twitter, look at the comments in it, and you will see why I need to choose my battles. Because no matter how carefully I say something, no matter how explicitly clear I am about my neutral opinions on things, people, robots, trolls, and hired plants will impose what they think I'm trying to say onto me. They will impose something I never said onto me. And so with the Sam Asghari thing, it's like at some point in the movement, it got to the point where if anybody even questioned Sam Asghari, that person was necessarily disrespecting Britney, which I never thought was true. I never thought that was the case. But I was smack dab in the middle of the Bam Margera situation, starting a whole entire other movement for someone else's freedom. And I kind of felt like, what does my voice really have to offer on this whole Sam Asghari thing? But that fanfare has literally never stopped. And it is one of the most requested things that I talk about over the past 2 years. One of the most frequently asked questions that I get, I mean, sincerely, probably on a daily basis, is what I think about Sam Asghari. And so that prompted me to start actually looking into it. So thankfully, there is another person in the movement who has done a lot of work in looking into Sam Asghari, and that is Brennan. He is a fellow Louisiana Queen. This is the first pinned post on his Instagram, and it says, there are two contradictory stories that Sam Asghari has given over the years as to how he came into Britney's life. First, he claimed to have gone on to set blindly because, quote, a friend told him he didn't want to miss the opportunity. So this is a picture from an article, I'm assuming. And it says, the couple met on set for the music video Slumber Party in 2016. According to Asghari, he was hand-selected by Britney to be in the video. And Asghari said he was unaware that the music video was with the pop star until he showed up for filming. He said, quote, my girlfriend now, at the time, personally, she picked my picture. Oh, so Britney. So he couldn't say Britney's name, and he had to say this confusing shit. My girlfriend now at the time. Personally, she picked my picture and wanted me to be cast in the music video, is what he told Forbes. Then Cocky says, but later, he recounts the experience with a completely different take. He says he knew he was showing up to Britney's set and he was excited to meet one of the biggest pop stars of all time. Stronger together. It was love at first sight when Britney and Sam met in October 2016 on the set of her Slumber Party music video. Quote, I was excited that I would get to meet one of the biggest artists of all time, the personal trainer recalled to Men's Health in July 2018. And then Brennan goes on to speculate onto who this friend could be, and maybe we'll get into an investigation on that at a later time. But I really just want to talk about how Sam came into Britney's life, because to me, that is the number one issue, the number one variable to me, is how Britney could have possibly been given the freedom, given the choice, given the autonomy to choose the most important relationship in her life. And she wasn't even allowed to choose what she was going to have for dinner.
I work 7 days a week, no days off, which in California, the only similar thing to this is called sex trafficking, making anyone work against their will, taking all their possessions away, credit card, cash, phone, passport card, and placing them in a home where they They work with the people who live with them. They all lived in the house with me, the nurses, the 24/7 security.
She wasn't even allowed to choose how to spend her money. She wasn't even allowed to choose what medical treatment she got. And so that is the one thing that I want to really laser focus in on here. How did Sam Asghari come into Britney Spears' life? And who better to take it from than the man himself? When we're looking at these articles, I do see a little bit of a discrepancy. According to Asghari, he was hand-selected by Britney. He was unaware the music video was with her until he showed up for the filming. See that? Now, what I will say is, if you watch my most recent BJ Investigates, then that's the biggest example that you even possibly need. You only need to see it once to know that this can happen. But the media lies. The mainstream traditional media often lies. They often twist people's words. They often post false stories. So I do want to leave room open for the possibility that Sam Asghari didn't say none of this shit. That someone just wrote this and who knows what. You know what I mean? Because it's just written here. I didn't hear him say it. I didn't see him say it. He's quoted as having said it, but I'm working on another video right now. Probably going to end up being a BJ Investigates because it is so hard hitting. But I've seen Britney Spears being quoted as saying things she definitely did not damn say. Okay, so it's possible Sam didn't even say this. But if we're taking Forbes, which among the credibility scale, I guess, is at least about midway, about midpoint. You know, it's definitely higher up than TMZ's credibility as far as the general public is concerned. Forbes did quote Sam Asghari as saying, "I was unaware that the video was with Britney until he, showed up for filming. My girlfriend, she picked my picture and wanted me to be in the music video." Now that's Forbes. But then you have Men's Health interviewing him and saying, and in that one he says, he was excited that he would get to meet one of the biggest pop stars of all time. So I had butterflies. So, I mean, I guess it's possible if you take the very, very literal, granular reading of this, it's possible both of these things could be true because maybe he showed up on the set for filming. Let's see, what's the first one say? Until he showed up for filming. So maybe he showed up for filming. This is me giving Sam the benefit of the doubt and trying to make both of these articles true and reconcilable with each other. Maybe he showed up for filming, and when he showed up for filming, everyone's like, oh my God, it's Britney Spears. And then at that time, when he realized that on set, he was excited that he would get to meet her and he had butterflies. So I'm not necessarily convinced that these two articles are a smoking gun, but I do see where Brennan is coming from. And I do see how it could be the case that these are conflicting stories. Now, let me just scroll through here really quick and see if there's anything further. She looks so cute in that picture. So there's something about Bobby Campbell. And if y'all want me to go through this Bobby Campbell, Lady Gaga, Lou Taylor trifecta, then leave a comment below. If y'all are interested, I'll look into it. I really have to be honest, I haven't looked into it that closely, but I have read this thread. So I think that Brennan's, without reading it and without really remembering exactly what it all says, I think Brennan's point here is that this Bobby Campbell is friends with Sam Asghari. And Bobby Campbell is also friends with Larry Rudolph and Lou Taylor. And I think the theory of this particular thread is that Bobby Campbell was the one who is Sam Asghari's friend who put him on set for the Slumber Party music video. So I just wanted to read that to y'all, give a little bit of the research that other people have done, and allow you to kind of put that in your own sort of reservoir of information and make your own decision accordingly. I still, facts-wise, evidence-wise, I'm not 100% convinced one way or the other on Sam Asghari, but that lingering, nagging question still does haunt me. How is it that Britney was not allowed to choose anything else about her life? Nothing else about her life. Nothing about her own personal health, mental health, physical health, nothing about her artistry. I gotta admit, y'all, it just doesn't add up. This isn't necessarily a smoking gun, but it is impossible for me to reconcile why Jamie Spears would allow Britney to be alone in a room with a man, which now we have found out, allegedly, it's been alleged, that Jamie didn't let her really be alone in the room with Sam because he was spying on them The big question for me always comes down to, why was Britney allowed to choose the most important, significant, and impactful relationship in her life and allowed to be around this person and allowed to disseminate messages out through this person? And this person was allowed to comment on Free Britney and everything and still allowed access to Britney. Whenever Britney could not choose by her own, I'm listening to Britney Jean Spears' words. This ain't speculation. She told us she was not allowed to determine her medical care. She was forced on an IUD. She was forced on lithium. She was forced on medication. She was forced to go through traumatizing treatments with a doctor. She was forced into all of these precarious and horrible traumatic situations. But she was given free choice on her boyfriend, who's now her husband. Again, because I know y'all love twisting my words, I am open to the possibility that maybe she didn't choose him in the beginning, but they did become close and he put a middle finger up to the conservatorship and decided he was going to help get his love of his life out of the conservatorship because it wasn't fair and it wasn't right. I'm open to that idea. I'm open to that. But the people who are unable to rewind back in time and at least be open to the idea that it is suspicious that Britney wasn't able to choose one damn thing in her whole life except the most important relationship in her whole life. It doesn't add up. And if y'all are not willing to at least start with the ground zero of that doesn't add up, then you're just being unreasonable or delusional. I understand the desire and the inclination to want to be optimistic. I want to hope that Britney did choose all of this for herself. But if she didn't choose him in the beginning, then it raises questions 4 years, 5 years later as to where we are today. Or about 6 years later. I mean, this is 6 years ago. And then really the reason I made this video today was because of a recent post that Britney put up on her Instagram. Now it has now, I believe, been deleted or hidden or archived or whatever. But I got a picture of it and I posted it here on my Instagram. And she had said, high school movie, gotta see it. Not that by any means it is a secret reference to me. Although my song is in it, I'm definitely one to secretly make fun of. And if you don't believe me, check out how they portrayed my special wedding day. So I don't exactly know what all this means, okay? Like, there's actually been people that are like, can you please decipher this entire post? Like, no, I cannot. I don't know a lot about pop culture as far as movies and songs and movies. Like, that's probably just for y'all to go on Breathe Heavy or something. But high school movie, gotta see it. Not that by any means it is a secret reference to me. So maybe she's trying to imply that this movie is a secret reference to her. Again, I don't know what it is. Someone said maybe it was one with Rebel Wilson. I really don't know. But she says, I'm definitely one to secretly make fun of. And if you don't believe me, check out how they portrayed my special wedding day. Now, which special wedding day is she talking about? At this point in the post, I don't know. There's been at least 2 special wedding days that have been portrayed, and arguably 3 because she did get married to Jason Alexander in Las Vegas. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to be like, that's not what she's talking about. Maybe it's not, but y'all got to be able to be open to all the different readings of this. All right. So if you're just asking me before I read any further here, she's probably talking about the most recent one to Sam Asghari. What she says, so she says, I'm definitely one to make fun of. If you don't believe me, the exhibit A is my special wedding day and how they portrayed it. Who is they? I don't know, because there's a lot of different portrayals. There's portrayal on social media, and there's 2 big splits there. Some people were very happy and portraying in a very respectful way and definitely not making fun of her. And some people were making fun of her. And then, of course, there's the traditional mainstream media who has lied about Britney many times in the past. And so maybe she's talking about them. How did they portray her special wedding day? She said, it was sure to make me feel like something with all that entertainment and the beautiful celebs holding that mic. Now, I do know that Britney's microphone while she was on tour and while she was in her residency had been cut off. And it gets me every time. And so I think that this is just speculation. I'm not speaking for Britney. This is what Britney is saying verbatim. And all we can do is kind of like try to figure out if it means something, read deeper into it. I don't know. But I do know that there has been a time when Britney was holding a microphone and she said, it almost feels illegal to be up here.
Honestly, without the music and just the mic, it kind of feels illegal. Like it's quiet right now.
It feels illegal.
And it feels kind of illegal doing this with this mic in my hand right now. It feels so weird.
So maybe it just irked her that all these famous, beautiful celebrities are holding a microphone at her wedding and she was not allowed to have a microphone and have the floor for so long. Maybe Britney wasn't allowed to have the microphone at the wedding. I don't know. I was not there. And I honestly didn't look too deeply into the wedding because at that point I was like, oh, Britney's free. Let her live her life. Go, Britney. She's married. Woohoo. She said, I haven't held a mic in 7 years. Oh, I didn't remember she wrote this part. Okay. So yeah, I think my speculation might've been onto something. I haven't held a mic in 7 years. So that sassy girl dancing lit up the room for them with the chemistry. Who's the sassy girl dancing? I don't know. Maybe y'all know about the Britney Spears wedding and you can fill in the blanks here. She said, that's honestly what it's about. And good God, it was everywhere. The chemistry was everywhere, she's saying, with this green vial. Oh, well, sitting down for 3 minutes for a sweet song and then 21 clapbacks from one person alone had me feeling special. So I don't know who the one person is, and I don't know what the 21 clapbacks were, but I do know her sons weren't at the wedding. I don't believe her mother was at the wedding, so it couldn't have been them. Maybe Jamie was at the wedding. I don't know if Jamie Spears was there or not. I didn't really research into the wedding before I did this post because this isn't really what it's about for me, but I am going to just read it since we're on it. So someone clapped back at her 21 times, and she shrugs again and says, anyways, this is me before the dance floor was full. Kiss by Prince. I'm going to show you what it's all about, the kiss. And then she says, PSSS, there sure were a hell of a lot of women around. When can I meet your dad, Hassam? Hassam is one of Sam Asghari's aliases. I know that there has been a leak of an application for a confidential marriage certificate between Britney Jean Spears and Wissam Asghari. So I've seen it listed as Hassam and Wissam. Now, I have not been able to independently confirm that confidential marriage certificate is legitimate. So maybe that was just some troll making a fake thing. This was Britney Spears' actual Instagram. So there were a lot of women around. When can I meet your dad, Hassam? I don't know what the meet your dad Hassam is about, but someone definitely did say it's common knowledge that Sam's dad hasn't been able to come to the States or something like that. And Sam also hasn't seen his dad in a long time. So it was disrespectful of Britney to make this post. And to that person, I'm just going to say, we have no idea what is the truth about any of that, at all. So I don't know what this is about. There sure were a lot of women around. When can I meet your dad? But I also just am called to remember other Instagram posts of Britney's that maybe have been deleted, maybe they're still up from the past that say like, I almost got divorced or we fight a lot or whatever. And it kind of is almost like publicly taking a little bit of jabs at Sam, which is acceptable. And again, any statement on this whatsoever will get you relegated into and projected onto as someone who hates Britney Spears and wants her to be miserable. Okay. So it's been very difficult for me to summon up the energy to really talk about it. But I will say, I am still a little bit on the fence as of the status of this relationship today. But I will say Britney Spears has made several posts now, kind of calling out Sam and taking little digs at him. And calling out the wedding, calling out people at the wedding, talking about it being an entertainment thing, chemistry, people having mics and she can't even have a mic, kind of like media setups. And I am not firmly on the position that Sam Asghari is someone that is legitimate boyfriend or husband as we would see it out on the streets outside of Hollywood. I am not convinced. I'm just not. As usual, I reserve the right to change my mind as I see more information and evidence. If people think that they're going to bully me into thinking what they think by projecting things that I did not say onto me, those days are long gone. Those days are very, very over. Now, I do have a couple more videos coming up soon. Another very frequently asked question is, what do I feel or how do I feel about Matt Rosengart? Can we trust him? Do we trust him? Do I trust him? it's something that's been going on in the Free Britney movement since I've been in it, is that people use this phraseology of we. Can we trust Sam Asghari? Can we trust Matt Rosengart? Can we trust the media stories? I'd never really been a part of a fandom like that. And so I think that the we, maybe just giving it the benefit of the doubt, was like, do we fans trust him or whatever? Because, we have to have this monolithic worldview about things. I don't really want to answer the question, can we trust somebody? Or do we think that the person is trustworthy? Because I don't want to decide for y'all what you think. What I do want is for y'all to base your opinions on facts, logic, and evidence that is available. And then use your best discernment in your heart and your soul to decide what you think. Because the bottom line is, we do not have to think anything. We, as the Free Britney movement, the new one, the people are using facts and logic and not making decisions on emotions. We can disagree on literally every single thing. The only thing that we have to agree upon for me to take you seriously is that Britney Jean Spears deserves today, tomorrow, and always to make her own decisions and exercise her own autonomy, including medical decisions, medication decisions, child decisions, living decisions, all of that. As long as we can agree on one thing, and that's that Britney Spears deserves to make her own choices, always has deserved it and always will deserve it, then we're all on the same page here. If you believe that Sam Asghari, just you don't have no evidence, but you believe it in your heart, that Sam Asghari is the one saving grace in Britney Spears' life, she was somehow miraculously allowed to choose who was going to be her boyfriend, her fiance, and her husband. Even during the conservatorship, she was allowed to choose that, despite the fact she wasn't allowed to choose what she ate for dinner. She wasn't allowed to choose what she drank, what she put on her body, what she spent, what she purchased, where she lived, where she went, whether she drove her car, what medical treatment she received. If somehow you believe that miraculously she was allowed to choose her own boyfriend, that is okay with me. You are allowed to believe that. I would expect and require the same respect from you. That I'm allowed to think that she wasn't allowed to choose Sam Asghari whenever she started dating him. I don't believe in October 2016 that Britney Spears hand-selected him and said, that's going to be my boyfriend. I just don't. Now, is it possible that it was a situation like choosing her doctor where they said, here's your 3 choices for boyfriend, pick one? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And if that's a choice, then sure. One last time, I'm open to the idea. I'm open to the possibility that Britney did not really choose him meaningfully as her boyfriend, but they did fall in love legitimately. She does want to spend her life with him. I'm open to that possibility. What I'm not convinced of is that Britney had a meaningful choice in the very first moment of the relationship forming. While Britney was eyebrow deep in that conservatorship, couldn't choose her food or her medical providers or anything else, she was allowed to choose her boyfriends. I'm not convinced. And I'm sure y'all going to have a lot to say about that. I'm sure you'll be tweeting all kinds of mean things that I'll never read on Twitter. If you don't know how to act in these comments, you will be blocked and deleted because, and that's another thing too. I'm actually about to make a whole entire video about the Free Britney movement and my opinions and leaders and thought policing and group chats and stuff like that. I got a whole video coming. And I'm going to address a lot of this stuff in that video. I only want to say it once. And I'm going to direct everybody back to that video if they ever have questions, comments, or concerns. There have been people in my comments, people in my messages, people in my DMs saying, BJ, I love you. I love what you're doing. I love what you've done for the movement. I love your contributions and all that. But I don't like that you're deleting and blocking people who disagree with you. I don't like that you are deleting and blocking people who don't have your same opinion. First of all, breatheheavy.com will not even let you mention me in some forums and what my opinion is. And that's got 10 million, however many million viewers a year or whatever over there. I have 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. Okay. Breathe Heavy will not even so much as allow you to mention or repost my videos. And then whenever they do, only people who are allowed to comment are people that are trash talking me. Now, that personally hurts my feelings because Jordan Miller, I have taken up for him. Whenever he was being dragged through the mud in the Free Britney movement, Not only did I never do that, but I actually defended him. I made videos supporting and defending Jordan Miller against Lou Taylor whenever she sent him cease and desists. I spent hours on the phone with Jordan Miller, and now you can't even say nice things about me on his website. The other thing I have to say that there's whole group chats that get shut down when people so much as to offer an alternative opinion that comes from me. So what I would say to the people who are disappointed and bummed that I have a different opinion and I don't really want to deal with hatred, vitriol, and bullies in the Queen's Court, it's a mischaracterization that I delete and block anyone who disagrees with me. Because as many of you will comment below and attest to, I'm happy to disagree with people whenever it's rooted in logic and whenever we're actually acting in good faith. When people come to me and project things onto me that I never said, now I'm over here arguing about, well, I didn't say this. Well, I didn't say that. Well, I didn't say that. That is a trap. If you want to, I have always said this since my first moments in the Free Britney movement. I love debate. True debate, like the actual definition of debate where there's rules and, you don't talk and let the other person talk and then you talk and they don't talk and you go back and you use the principles of law. I love that. It's like a game. It's like a sport to me. If anybody wants to debate on any of these issues that I actually feel strong enough about to debate on, I welcome you on this channel to do so. I'll go on your channel to do so. I'll go on someone else's channel to do so and let them moderate as long as the rules are respected and all that. Because what you're really getting now in the comments section, the people that I'm blocking are people that are like, oh, here comes another conspiracy theorist, just as crazy as Britney Spears, saying that Britney is a clone. Have y'all ever even heard me use the word clone or type the word clone ever in 2.5 years in this movement? Show it to me. Give me a receipt. People saying, oh, well, BJ making videos that Britney's not free. Did I? Go back and watch them again. Because I'm pretty sure what I said was, I'm not convinced that Britney is free. And if y'all took a logic class, which you can do so for free online, you would know that saying I'm not convinced of something is not the logical equivalent of saying it is not the case. And so one of two things is going on. Either people who accuse me of saying things and accuse me of having opinions I don't have, either they're stupid. They're just stupid. And they don't understand the difference and the nuance between I'm not convinced. They don't understand the difference between I'm not convinced Britney is indeed free versus Britney is definitely not free. Okay. Those are not the same logically. And in an argument, they're not the same. So either people are stupid and they're just projecting all kinds of stuff onto me I didn't say, which why would I allow that person to say some untrue shit? I'm just going to block it because the alternative is I got to argue with them over it. No, I'm not your damn logic teacher. You need to be thanking me for everything I already taught you, and it was for free. Go learn some logic. The other alternative is those people are doing it on purpose. I believe that this is what's going on in a lot of the cases. They are intentionally trying to diminish my legitimate and reasonable concerns into something that it isn't. And if you're familiar with anti-activism tactics, it is one of the most popular ones. Accuse the leader or a leader of doing something or saying something they didn't do, try to get it to catch fire so other people believe that that's what actually happened, and then diminish all of the other work that that leader has done. I'm not allowing it to happen. And I did not owe y'all an explanation as to why I'm blocking people who do that, but that is the explanation. And if you don't come in good faith and say, well, look, here's some more evidence I didn't see you reference, I didn't see you use. Here's some evidence. What do you think now? That's a different story. Thank you. Please do that. I want to see more evidence because as I've said in this Sam Asghari video, I am not 100% sure. What I believe is Britney Spears did not choose Sam Asghari to be her boyfriend in October 2016. What I believe is that Britney did not choose Sam Asghari as her boyfriend, at least not in the way that we would choose a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, in October 2016. That's the bottom line. Now, anything beyond that, I'm open to discussion. I'm open to discussion on whether or not Britney later did actually fall in love with Sam. She is in love with him as the love of her life. She wants only to be around him and be with him. I'm open to that discussion. Am I convinced of it? Do I believe that's what it is? No, not with certainty. I'm open to the possibility that that could be what's going on. And I believe that my position is the most reasonable one. It does not make sense that Britney wasn't allowed to choose anything else but that most important relationship in her life. And then, of course, I left this part out, but when Britney was locked away in the facility where she continuously references, I'm talking about what Britney says. Britney continuously references that facility stay as one of the most horrible times in her life. She said, I am traumatized. Sam Asghari was saying all is well, she's good, she stays so brave and all that. Now, I'm open to the possibility that he was under excruciating pressure to go along with Team Con, or else he wasn't going to be able to be in her life and all that. Yeah, that's what I've kind of been going with this whole time. And I haven't really wanted to ruffle any feathers or get accused of saying something I didn't say, because people don't know how to damn act. People don't know how to use nuance. But I'm sick of it. I'm about to start saying what I have to say. And if y'all can't keep up, and it's only 12,000 followers left on this channel, and it's only 10,000, and it's only 2,000, and it's only 1,000 because I'm saying what I want to say, so be it. I never did this for followers. I know that's something I get accused of. She got to get likes. She got to get follows. It is pathetic how much money I make on YouTube. If y'all had any idea how little money I make on this YouTube channel, I don't do this shit for likes. I don't do it for followers. I do it because it's a platform to say the truth. I started out a little TikTok channel and I needed a little bit longer than 60 or 90 seconds to get out what I needed to get out. Okay. That's how it started. And I've had friends in this movement. Again, I'm going to be talking about this on a video coming up. But I've had friends in this movement and I've had to kind of choose my battles. What do I really want to say my true opinions about? What are people going to take out of context? What's going to hurt my friends' feelings and all that? I'm not doing that no more, because clearly nobody's worried about my damn feelings. So that isn't going to be in a separate video coming soon, but I'm not doing it no more. So my thoughts on Sam Asghari, my thoughts on the relationship, my thoughts on all that. I don't think it started organically. I think he was hand selected for her as a handler. Maybe she fell in love with him along the way. I'm open to that idea. And I'm also open to the idea that maybe she did not. I'm open to the idea that he continues to be a handler. Am I saying that that is true? No. And anyone implying that that is what I am saying will be blocked accordingly, because I feel like I have taken painstaking measures in this video, even to teach y'all a little bit about logic. I'm talking about my opinion. And what I will leave you on is this. If you have a problem with something I'm saying on my channel, my opinion, as you'll see in all caps down below, please do log into your Google account, click the plus sign, record video at the top of the YouTube page, and go tell your opinion, because I'm not stopping you from doing that. I've never stopped anyone from telling their opinion in their own platform. People acting like I'm supposed to just let y'all come and abuse me and bully me on my own platform are delusional. Go start a channel. Go say your opinions. Let's see how many people want to listen to it. Maybe a lot, maybe a million. You never know until you try. And that's kind of the issue. Won't you give it a shot? Because it's real easy to throw stones whenever you're not the one making the content. It's easy to throw stones when you're not the one putting yourself in the position to give your opinion, informed, educated, reasonable, logically based opinion. It's easy to throw stones. Go ahead and start yourself a channel next time you want to think that you're going to try and tell me what I can say on mine. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, mean it, K, bye.
I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me, instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me. By making me keep this in for so long is not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you, to the judge, to approve me, do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me. And actually, I have the right to use my voice and take up for myself.